Welcome, everybody. It's the day after Thanksgiving, which is technically known as Black Friday. And you all know what Black Friday means, right? Sales! Come on! So we are not unlike any other store. We're going to have some sales big time between now and the end of the year. So if you were ever thinking you might want to do a little bit of an upgrade for not a whole lot of money, see me after class or anytime between now and the end of the year, and just let me know so that we can get you into your next instrument and have some more fun. So that's my commercial for the day. All right, here we go. We're going to do Christmas Time is Here. And I told you, even though this is normally level 3, I am going to make this a little bit more advanced as far as the chords today. Now remember, chords are optional. Chords are optional. The chords that are here are fine. I'm going to give you several suggestions. This is another one where you might want to come to the virtual music camp in order to get my designing bells and whatever else anybody has going, because this is another perfect song for using bells. And sometimes you want to use what comes up on your instrument and sometimes not. So today I'm going to give you lots of different suggestions. But if you come to the virtual and get the designing bells, then you can pick and choose what you would like to do with Christmas Time is Here. All right, this is a waltz. It was a popular Christmas standard written by Lee Mendelssohn Vince Guaraldi for the 1965 TV special. Has it been that long already? A Charlie Brown Christmas. I didn't think it was all the way back in 1965. Wow, that's amazing. That was one of the first animated specials produced for network TV in the United States. So there's your trivia for the day. All the rest of those animated ones, Rudolph and Frosty and all the rest of them that they have, the Charlie Brown Christmas was the first one. Okay, so this says a waltz, and I am going to use the lullaby. There's the same one that we just happened to use for the Whitney Houston song, Who Would Imagine a King? We're going to use the same sounds. We're just going to slow it down a little bit. So instead of 84, it's going to be at 75 beats per minute. Vintage 0, which is your music box on top and a flute on the bottom. Now, I'm going to give everybody some excellent suggestions that are not lullabies, but I'm going to play it to begin with. And yes, I'm going to use all my fabulous chords. And you can choose then, oh, I like how that sounds, or I didn't like how this one sounded. And you can choose to keep the ones that you have or try a new chord. So that's what this is going to be about. Let's put this on intro 2. Whoops, wrong one. Of course. Of course it is. There we go. There it is. Okay, so what makes this song so memorable and so different? It's because these phrases are ending, like just take a look at the last chord and the last note. You have an F chord and you have a G note. That is actually the ninth of the F chord, the ninth. So, of course, one of your suggestions is going to be a major 9 chord. And that just makes it sound so pretty because here's your F chord. And here's the ninth is that G. And that's what that's what makes this song really be different. It's a whole different feeling. We're not ending on an F note or any other note that's in a regular F chord. We're ending on that ninth chord that just kind of hangs there. And you go, ooh, is that pretty? The same thing happens at the end of the first ending, the end of the second ending. Now, you could have done some extra things like added a golden harp, or you could have changed to an altar style. And yes, I'm going to give you some suggestions for other waltzes and other sounds, because what you're going to find out between now and the end of the year is that Christmas sounds, yes, bells is the number one choice for sounds, but you can use almost anything. Almost any sound works, depending on what genre of music you're in, what style you're using. So don't block out anything. You can use almost anything you want. But let's do the roadmap first. So we're going to start at the beginning of the song. Christmas time is here. Happiness and cheer. Fun for all that children call their favorite time of, there's your first ending, year. And you want to make those dots a color. And they're going back to the beginning of the song. So between the 3/4 and the very first E, that's where your color goes. Now the second time you do this, it's verse 2. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhymes of love and dreams to share. So I put a colorful 2 and an arrow to go over to the second ending. So you know that you're going to that second ending. Then you just finish up the song. Super easy roadmap. Super easy. And then when you get to the sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, that's the bridge of the song. That's the part that's a little bit different. Yuletide by the fireside and joyful memories there. Then you go back to the A part of the song. Christmas time is here. We'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Yeah, that's pretty true lyrics there.
Beautiful.
All right. You also can do this on an easy waltz, which would be waltz full band on the smaller ones. And easy waltz is actually waltz 1 with no variation. And I think I'm using rhythm preset 8 on that, which is piano strings. Nope, not on that one. What am I using? Nope, what am I using? I'm just using 0 on this one. Easy waltz, rhythm preset or vintage 0, which is strings on top, and a trombone on the bottom. So horns can also work on this.
Daun, what tempo did you do that at?
Pardon? 75.
Okay, thank you.
All 75. Lots of strings. I also did this on Strings 101, 3/4, if you have this. This one I did number 8, because this one I did piano strings. That's just real pretty stuff on the bottom. You've got a flute with a duet on the bottom. I also did this on guitars 3/4, which would be your waltz guitarist. Waltz guitarist. Don't forget to add your drums. Don't forget to put some strings on the lower by using your lower sounds to put some strings down here. So you've got some strings in your chords. And then I've got duet strings up here and a guitar down here. So lots of different choices. Love how that ends on that ninth. And then I also tried guitarist 3/4 with a piano on top and an oboe on the bottom. So again, something a little different. And this is one of your presets, but you can try an oboe and see what you think. This is oboe and strings.
Dawn,
Yes.
on the lullaby, I didn't see where you went to the lower. Where was that?
Second verse. The second verse. When I went back, when you're at the end of the first ending, I
Yeah.
went to the lower keyboard so I could play the second verse on that lower keyboard.
So did you stay on the lower all the way?
I did not. Then I went back to the upper for the rest of the song. But you
That's-
choose where you want to play it. If you'd rather play verse 1 and 2 on the upper and then go to your flute for the whole second page, that's fine. This is where you become an arranger.
Okay, maybe went upper to at the bridge, maybe there.
That's what I did. I went upper, back to upper on the bridge.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
now,
you.
you don't have to stay in waltz and waltz. You've got lots of waltzes under your variations. But if you have larger organs, guess what? You have hidden waltzes all through your instrument. Oh, wow. Look for them. You might find something that's different. If you go to traditional, you have several waltzes there. One of them is called Parisian waltz. And one of your presets comes up to bells and vibes with a flugelhorn on the bottom. And so that's going to give you something completely different. That's and I'm on alter style, but you can leave it on regular if you want. Parisian waltz. Pretty. Yeah, flugelhorn. That's Chuck Mangione's instrument of choice. And I love that sound. It is just, it's like a trumpet, but it's a little mellower.
Yeah.
And really, really pretty. No, it's not actually. It was Parisian Waltz on, which one was it? 2. Parisian Waltz Vintage 2.
What did you have on top, Dawn?
That was Bells and Vibes.
Okay, thank you.
Bells and Vibes and some strings came up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you like that sound, you can always transport that sound to a different waltz as well. Do not be afraid to borrow sounds from one to another. So if you like that bells and vibes and strings, which is a real nice sound, how can you preserve that so that you can transport it and borrow it on a different waltz? Well, what you do is you just go memorize A1 or whatever one, but do not save the rhythm. Do not save the transpose. So it's just memorize A1, turn your memorize button off, and that'll save just the sound. And that way, if you're on a different waltz, like let's say you're on easy waltz, but you don't like those big strings, you want this instead, then you can just push A1 and you will get just the sound that you
Okay.
just,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So that's just a wonderful way to mix and match. And at Christmas time is a wonderful time to do that because sometimes you're going to find sounds, but you're going to find it in a 4/4 background and you'd rather have it in a 3/4. So save just the sound, then you can use it for whatever rhythm you want.
So you can save from a 4/4 to a 3/4
Oh,
and it
yes, you
works?
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you happen to have sleigh bells, now I think I have some, you can't have another rhythm already in here because
right.
it'll choose that rhythm. And I think I've got everything already chosen with rhythms. I'm so lined up with everything in here. But let's say you go to Broadway #1 sleigh bells, or it's 4/4. Big strings, big bells. And you want that sound, but you want it on a waltz. So you just save that sound, even though it's on 4/4 background, you're not going to save the background. Memorize
Okay.
A1, no rhythm, no transpose, and then you've got just the sound. So then if I go to one of my waltzes, I'll just hit A1 and that'll give me that sound that I saved.
All right.
Yeah, so you can mix and match from 4/4 to 3/4 and not have to worry. Yeah, so try that and see if it works for you.
Dawn, did you try any saxophone work, like a breathy sax for
I did not, but I'll
one?
betcha that would be absolutely beautiful. There's a Hawaiian 3/4 as well, and I didn't try it, but you know what? It might actually. Ooh,
Breath
bells and
sax.
vibes and flugel. There's that bells and vibes and flugel again in Hawaiian 3/4. Let's see if there's a saxophone in there. English horn, that would be pretty. Oh, there's a Kenny G sax. It's mixed with some other things. Let's go to, don't forget you've also got categories. So Hawaiian background gives me birds come in, all kinds of fun little things. Now I'm going to go to a category, and I'm going to go to nostalgic. Tommy and Jimmy, and we'll use Jimmy Dorsey's sax down here. What did I just do? I flipped something. And that breathy tenor sax, I'm not sure where it is. Let me see if I can find it. That might be in big band. Yeah, big band #2. Pretty, yeah. Now be careful when you're using your horn players, your flugelhorn, your saxes, even your flute player. You have to think like the horn player. Do not go, 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 go. You have to let your horn player take a breath. So you have to think about your phrasing. If you were singing this, even though there's not a rest here, you need to just lift your finger to give it a little bit of air in between so that you can get that horn player a chance to breathe. Like Marco would say, don't kill the horn player. So make sure that you're phrasing like a horn player. So if you're thinking about it, right there, you could take a little breath. Right there, you can take a breath. Take a little breath before you go to the next phrase. That way it sounds more real.
So, Don, you would actually go ahead and watch the lyrics wherever there's a comma, is where you'd pretty much take a breath.
Pretty much it, yeah, yes. Or if you're
Yeah.
singing it, where would you take a breath if you were singing
Mhm.
it? Same thing, same principle. And just lift your
Would you
finger
go ahead and now I'm gonna talk choir a little bit. Would you actually go ahead and interject a breath mark?
You could.
Like, okay,
You could.
breath
Sure.
mark is like the little apostrophe.
Yeah, if that's
Up
if
by the
that's going to
chords.
help you, if that's going to help you with lifting your hand, if you are using one of those instruments, if you've got strings, you don't have to do that. If you've got a piano, you don't have to do that. If you've got an organ, you don't have to do that. But if you're using a horn that's going to need to breathe, yeah, if you want to put those little
Breath marks in.
apostrophes in there, it's a breath mark. Yes, go ahead and do that. Yep. Beautiful
Okay.
song. All right, now extra chords. Optional. Don't get all upset. You can keep this at a level 3 and play exactly what's in the box. And
Here they come, gang.
It's going to sound good because you've got, again, like I said, at the end of the first ending, at the end of the second ending, at the end of the song. If you're on an F chord, just F, you're playing the actual ninth with your right hand. So you're going to get that feeling anyway. Let's turn off all, let's go back to here. Let's turn off my background, put the easy on. I don't want any drums. Why am I still getting drums? Oh, that's what I didn't want. Okay. All right. If I'm just playing an F chord, just an E flat, that sounds good. So if you just want to play what's there, it's okay. That sounds fine. Now, how am I going to change it? That very first F, you can make it one of two things. You can make it an F major 7, capital M-A-J 7, which gives you a 2-fingered chord, and it's E and F, and that gives you a nice jazz chord. E and F. What note are you playing in the right hand? You're playing E, so you're going to hear that anyway. Or you can make it an F major 9. Now that's an optional chord, but it is 4 fingers. E elephant, F fish, G gorilla, and A alligator. Just take those 4 fingers, mash them down. Oh, is that a sweet sounding chord? Yeah. Okay, the E flat can be an E flat 7, which is D flat and E flat. It can be an E flat 9, which is a 4-fingered chord, D flat, E flat, F fish, G gorilla. Or it can be an E flat 13. Oh boy, that's only 3 fingers though. So an E flat 13 is C chicken, D flat, flat dinosaurs, and E flat, flat gorilla, flat elephants.
It's an E flat 13.
E flat 13, it's actually an easy chord to play. The E flat 9 sounds beautiful as well. And they're very subtle differences. Here's E flat, here's E flat 7, here's E flat 9, here's E flat 13. Hear the difference? Very subtle. So pick the one that's going to be something that you might want to learn, and just learn one. Just learn one chord.
What are the notes for the E flat 9?
E flat 9 are D flat, flat dinosaurs, E flat, flat elephants, F, fish, and G, gorilla.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, pick one. Just pick one and learn one new chord. The F, we're still in line 1, can be an F major 7 or an F major 9. Once again, E and F or E, F, G, A. That's just 4 fingers and just slap them down. Just get the right 4. The next line, E flat, it can be an E flat 7, it can be an E flat 9, or it can be an E flat 13. I actually like how the 9 sounds. The D minor, you can play that or you can cross it off. And instead, try a B minor 7 flat the 5th. Or not. It's a 4-fingered chord and it's optional. Your notes are B butterfly, D dinosaur, F fish, A alligator. So it's white note, skip a white note. Skip a white note, skip a white note. Beat 3, which is between 2 notes, is going to be a B flat minor or a B flat minor 7. B flat minor is D flat, B flat. B flat minor 7 is D flat, A flat, B flat. So what we're doing is we're doing a little chromatic rundown, and I'll play all the chords once you have them all in a row. Next measure, the A minor, C and A. If you want it to be an A minor 7, it's C, G, and A for 2 counts. Beat 3, which is in between your notes, A flat minor or A flat minor 7. What are your notes? A flat and B butterfly. Or if you play 3, it's G flat, A flat, B. And then you have the G minor in the next line, G and B flat. Or you can play G minor 7, F, G, B flat. Beat 3, plain old B flat. Just your thumb on B flat.
All right.
First ending, F can be an F major 7 or an F major 9. Second ending, same thing. Okay, let's F major 7 or F major 9. Now let's start back for fun for all that children call. Line 2, measure 2. I'm just going to play the chords, and you're going to see how it goes downhill in sound. B minor 7 flat the 5th. B flat minor 7 to an A minor 7. To an A flat minor 7, to a G minor. Oh. So you're just going downhill. B, B flat, A flat, G.
What did you put between the D and the F on that last one?
I didn't put anything between the D and the F. On the F, which is the 3rd beat,
Yeah.
plain old B flat.
All right.
Flat butterfly, just do your thumb.
Okay.
You're already on a G minor 7. Now don't just lift your fingers, you have to completely release and then just put your thumb down on a plain old B flat before going to the F. Now if those are the only chords, you pick 2 of those and learn 2. Pick 1. Just learn 1. You don't have to learn all these. But I'll tell you what, it makes the song sound pretty sweet. All right, let's continue. The last line on that page, the D flat. If you wish, you can make it a D flat major 7. Remember the rule for major 7 is the note minus 1, so you're right next door. C and D flat. C and D flat. The G flat, same as an F sharp. Be careful because it's going to probably say F sharp in your window. You can make it a G flat 7, which is E and G flat, or F sharp because that's what it shows in your window. Or you can make it a G flat 9. which is E elephant, G flat, A flat, B flat. So it's the E plus all three of these black keys. Now remember, it's going to show in your window as an F sharp 9, same chord. So be careful on that. The D flat can be a D flat or a D flat major 7. The G flat at the top of the second page can be a G flat 7, which would be E and G flat, or it can be a G flat 9. E, G flat, A flat, B flat. And remember, it's going to show up as an F sharp in your window. Then your A minor is good. You can make it an A minor 7 if you wish. C, G, A for 2 counts. Beat 3 in between your notes. E flat or E flat 7, D flat, E flat. Top line last measure, D, D7, which is C and D, or a D9. C, chicken, D, dinosaur, E, elephant, F sharp, sharp fish. Now here's a chord that you can do completely optional. It's easy to play though if you're doing the D9. It's very easy. And again, it's in between your notes, beat 3. It's a D7 flat 9. All you're doing is you're taking your D9 and moving the third finger to an E flat. So C, D, E flat, F sharp. So that just taking one finger and changing it from an E to an E flat. And that's if you're choosing to play the D9. Or just play D7 for the whole measure. It's okay. Second line, G minor is good. G minor 7 is optional. F, G, B flat. Beat 3 over the A is a plain old D flat. D flat is also the same as C sharp. So be careful. It's going to say C sharp in your window. It's just one key. Dinosaur flat. The second measure of line 2 is a C, or it's a C7, C and B flat, or it's a C9. A C9 is C, chicken, D, dinosaur, E, elephant, B flat. The B flat can go top or bottom, does not matter. And now, the whole rest of the page is an exact copy of the first 8 measures. The F can be an F major 7 or an F major 9. E, F, G, A. Second line, the E flat can just be E flat. It can be E flat 7. It can be E flat 9, D flat, E flat, F, G, or it can be an E flat 13, C, D flat, E flat. And then you can say, ha, I'm playing 13 chords. Isn't that great? Nobody will care, but you can hear the difference. If you don't hear the difference, don't worry about it. The F, line 3, measure 2, F major 7 or F major 9. The E flat can be an E flat 7, an E flat 9, or an E flat 13. You choose. The D minor, you can play D minor or you can cross it off and play a B minor 7, flat 5. B butterfly, D dinosaur, F fish, A alligator. And that's in beat, that's beat 1 of the fourth line for 2 counts. Beat 3, in between the beats, is a B flat minor or a B flat minor 7. D flat, B flat, or D flat, A flat, B flat. Going to the A minor 7. Beat 3 of that measure is an A flat minor 7. Remember, we're just going down by half steps. A flat minor 7 is G flat, A flat, B. Last line, you have a G minor or a G minor 7 for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the F is a plain old B flat. And the last F is an F major 7 or major 9. So if you learn the first 8 measures, the first section of the song, you have 75% of the song done. Yeah. Yes.
I
Try
might
other
learn it by
waltzes.
next year at this time.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Or just pick one chord to learn. Say,
Yeah.
you know what? I want to learn an F major 7 today. And just
Dawn,
throw
could
in
you
your
do the
F
last
major
line
7.
again?
Last line, yes. G minor can be a G minor or a G minor 7. F, G, B flat for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the F, plain old B flat. Just your thumb. And then the last F can be an F major 7 or an F major 9. E, F, G, A.
Don, excuse me, I didn't catch the line 2 on the second page, the
Uh-huh.
first measure.
First measure is G minor 7 for 2 counts. Beat 3 is a D flat, dinosaur flat.
Okay. And then you go into the C9 and then it's
C9. Uh-huh.
an F major 9th.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Yep. And this is just a beautiful, and when you've got it on your rhythm, you may start with an F major 7 or an F major 9 for your intro. Fill in. And you can do an extra measure of fill in if you want before you go back to the beginning. And again, you want to do an extra measure of fill in? Go for it. Just the ending. Yep. Just put the ending on. Yep.
Don,
Question.
excuse me, what's the note for the notes for the E flat 13 again?
E flat 13, C chicken, D flat, flat dinosaurs, and E flat, flat elephants. The rule for 13s is so easy. It's the letter -2, -1.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, 13s are fun. Don't ask me about 11s. I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, let's see what my score, my major 11ths.
No, I don't want to, John, I don't want to know. No.
Okay.
No, don't want to know. They're not in the song. I don't want to know.
I got a neat little chart here that
I don't want to know. I don't want to
Okay.
know. We don't have any in this song.
Okay.
All right. For those of you who need fingering, I do have that. I'm not going to forget today, David. You guys are awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Next week, I can't tell you if we're going to have class or not. Let's plan for it. Pretty paper. If I don't send you a song, it's because there is no class. Robert's probably going to ask me to cancel class that day. Okay? But try anyway. We'll try. We'll try to throw it in. If we can't, we can't.
Okay.
And then we'll wait till the following week for pretty paper. So, okay? You guys are awesome. If you need fingering, stick around. The rest of you, enjoy your day. Don't forget aerobics today. Burn some of them calories. All right.
Don, you have to do finger aerobics. You play something fast.
Right, exactly. E5, C3, C3, A1, A1. E5, C3, C3, A1. Next line, A1, check mark. So you have to have your horn player breathe because we're going to lift our fingers anyway. A5, F3, F3, E2, G5, watch out for that one, E3, E3, E flat 2, next line D1, F3, D1, F3, G4. Second ending G4. Okay, now you can do several different things. You're probably going to want to do a check mark. Let's do C4, A flat 2, A flat 2, C4, C4. C4, A flat 2, A flat 2, C4. Let's go to the next page. C4. C4, A flat 2, A flat 2, C4, C4, A2, A, I'm sorry, that's not an A flat, it's a regular A, A2, A2, B flat 3, B flat 3, G1, G1, A2, A2, high E5, C3, C3, A1. Next line, A1. E5, C3, C3, A1, A1. Check mark. A5, F3, F3, E2, G5, E3, E3, E flat 2, D1, F3, D1, F3, G4. Now, if your fingers flow a little bit different and they're one off from these, it's okay. It's okay. Just make sure you take your breath if you're doing horn players. Questions?
Can I phone you in a few minutes? It's Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Can I phone you in a few minutes?
You may. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, you may.
What
Very
what
cool.
book is Pretty Papers in?
I am not sure. Is it in the 215? Yeah, pretty
I
paper.
don't think so.
No?
I don't have it.
Oh, see, it's different
It's,
editions. That's the problem.
It's in
I
215,
do.
215,
Page
fifth edition.
148.
Yeah, see, and I've got the 4th edition and it's not in this one. No worries, I'll get you a copy.
Thank
No
you.
worries. No
Thank you
worries.
very much. It was
You guys are
beautiful.
So good to have you in class again, Shar. We miss you the
Thank
rest
you.
of the days.
Okay.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Dawn.
Bye.